Imagine someone posts on Reddit,
"I need $700,000 or I'm dead."
At first, people just laugh. It's Reddit, right? But then the guy keeps replying, and suddenly it doesn't sound like a joke anymore. It sounds like someone who really needs help. That's the problem with Reddit. Between memes and nonsense, there are sometimes posts where you can't really tell if the story is made up or if it is a real cry for help. And sadly, some of these accounts never post anything again. In July 2020, a user named SueBB posted a story that left many people confused. It was about a coworker who disappeared without any explanation. They worked a 10-hour shift at a lab in northern Ohio that makes glasses. Around 7 p.m., after 6 hours of work, the coworker suddenly stood up, left his workspace, and never came back. The strange thing was that he left all his personal things behind: his iPad, headphones, prescription medicine, a charger, a book, and other small items. You do not leave these things behind if you just want to quit your job. That night, his coworkers tried to call him. The phone rang at first, but by the next morning it was turned off. The boss spoke to the man's mother, but she was not worried. She said her son liked to travel and live a nomadic lifestyle. SueBB did not believe this. He knew the coworker had drug problems in the past and was arrested in 2014, but he had been clean for years. He was a normal, friendly, and good worker. A week later, it got even stranger. SueBB, 2 other workers, and 6 unknown numbers received a text message from the missing man's phone. There was no text, just 3 blurry photos. They looked like they were taken in a panic while running away. SueBB tried to call him back immediately. On the first try, it rang once and went to voicemail. On the second try, the phone was turned off again. And after that, there was only radio silence. In his post, SueBB explained how uncomfortable he felt. He did not know what to believe and asked the Reddit community if anyone recognized the locations in the photos to find out where his coworker went. The post quickly became popular because the story sounds very dark and leaves many questions open. For example, why was there no clear location? He only wrote, Northern Ohio. People from Ohio said that nobody talks like that there. You say Northeast Ohio, Northwest Ohio, or you name the city like Cleveland. So, the location seemed suspiciously vague. The photos also raised questions. Some users checked the metadata of the photos. This data stores information like the date and time the photo was taken. And they found something shocking. The date showed the year 2017, which was 3 years before the man actually disappeared. Some people believed the story was real, while others were sure it was just a fake online game or puzzle. But the thought of a person disappearing in the middle of work and leaving 3 cryptic photos a week later felt really bad. Unfortunately, this case remains unsolved. The next case sounds like a bad internet troll at first, but it quickly got serious. On November 6, 2015, a brand new account named Bangarang posted a single sentence in the subreddit r/sadboys. I need $700,000 or I'm dead because of the mafia. Now, r/sadboys is a subreddit for a specific genre of music, not really the best place for a message like this. So, naturally, the first comments were confused and thought it was a joke. But Bangarang wasn't joking around. He replied saying his time was about to run out and they were going to catch him. Then he uploaded a photo. It showed a group of men standing around some cars in the middle of a street. The camera angle made it look like he was crouching behind a wall, hiding from them. Suddenly, the whole thread went cold. A silly post turned into a real life or death situation. Because other users pressured him, Bangarang explained his situation. He said he was on drugs and got into a fight where an 18-year-old boy was shot dead. He was not charged with murder, but he broke his probation rules and was charged with battery and other violations. Long story short, He messed with the wrong people, and a dangerous gang wanted him dead. He claimed the $700,000 was his only way out, either to pay them off or to disappear forever. The entire comment section flipped. The joke stopped, and people started panicking. Go to the cops, hide, get out of the city. Some even told him to intentionally commit a minor crime just to get thrown in jail where the gang couldn't reach him. But nobody understood why he needed that specific amount of money, or why on earth he posted it in a music subreddit. This all went down over a couple of hours. And then, the creepiest part happened. After 24 hours, Bangarang stopped replying. His account just vanished into thin air. The only things left behind were that weird music subreddit choice and a sketchy photo of some guys on a street where he seems to be hiding. All we know is that he was a drug user who got mixed up in a fatal fight, violated his probation, and needed cash to survive. That's it. Online investigators tried to find any local news reports that matched his story, but they found absolutely nothing. The account was just a temporary throwaway profile. Over the years, users still visit that dead thread just to comment, RIP. To this day, nobody knows if he made it out alive. There is nothing worse than watching someone beg for their life while the police do nothing. This is exactly what happened to a guy named Kyle Donovan. In 2024, a crazy post blew up in the subreddit r/RBI. RBI stands for Reddit Bureau of Investigation. It is a place where normal people look for clues together when the real police refuse to help. A user named Death Lemon posted there, hoping to get justice for his dead friend Kyle. What he shared shows what happens when the cops just don't care. Kyle went missing in June 2020. His mom reported him missing the next day, but the police did not find him. More than a year later, a construction worker found the remains of his body by accident. But here is the most shocking part. Kyle had actually called 911 himself on the night he disappeared. The call lasted about 3 minutes. He gave the police his exact location, said he was in serious danger, and said that people were trying to kill him. The police even released the audio later.
911, the address of your emergency.
My name is Kyle Donovan. Some people made me feel like they were my friends, and I honestly feel like my life is in danger, and they tried to kill me, sir.
Kyle was at a rail yard. He was terrified, but he was calm, polite, and clear. But the Kansas police who took the call never connected the information with the missing person report. For months, Kyle's family and friends looked for him everywhere. They searched on foot and used drones around the highway bridges. Tragically, they were searching right next to the spot where his body was found later. But because the police messed up the 911 information, nobody knew where to look. That 911 call was Kyle's last sign of life. In the background, you can hear a strange voice threatening him, while Kyle sounds almost apologetic. Despite all of this, the police never opened a murder investigation. Because his body was outside for over a year, doctors could not find a clear cause of death. To make things worse, Kyle's mom still blames herself. When she reported him missing, she told the police that Kyle was very stressed and that he had a mental health crisis once in the past. She just wanted to help. But looking back, it seems the police used this to write him off as just confused or paranoid, leaving a man in danger to die. Because it was never called a murder, the family got no help from the State Fund for Crime Victims. Reddit was Death Lemon's last resort to get attention, raise money for a private investigator, and pressure the cops. The Reddit community was furious. Nobody could understand how a guy could call 911, give his location, and the police just ignores it. People say the officers drove by in a car, but they never got out to look. People felt so much sympathy for Kyle because he was so respectful to the police while running for his life. The post made sure Kyle's story was not forgotten, but the main question remains: What really happened to him that night?